family. I hope everybody's doing exceedingly well. And this is just a restream. I had a video that I had put up, and they got banned worldwide. But since I went to go check it today, I was about to edit it and try to get the best points out, but it looks like it's been re-released and unblocked and available for the public. But I'm gonna use this time to restream it. So for everybody who didn't get a chance to see it, try to get those numbers back running up, and I'm gonna make sure in the future to take care of try to mitigate issues like that. But let me play instrumental right quick, and then I'll start up the restream. No, for everybody want to join in the comment, cool. Appreciate you. Hit the like and just subscribe. Now I'll put the link to the original video. All right. Hope y'all enjoyed that music. You know what I'm saying? That's some of my friends and family. Now they got some good music. Shout out to them, the whole DTE team. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into it. The real reason why young men refuse to work nowadays. And it's a lot of reasons. One of the reasons you can say some of them being lazy, but there is a deeper rooted reason than just being lazy. You can call them some of them being lazy. Some young men, like if they never had a job, you need to have an icebreaker. So it's good to get them on like a fast food job or maybe a job with the family, cutting grass or something like that. Once they break the ice, they don't mind working. But I'm gonna go into the real reasons why young men refuse to work. And if you agree or disagree, let me know in the live comment section, in the playback comment section. Don't matter. Let me know what you think. So let me go to number one. And number one is equality. So briefly, I'm gonna use Google, and we're gonna find out what equality is. Then I'm gonna break all that down. What is equality? The state of being equal, especially in status, rights, and opportunity. Let's get an example. Marriage equality, Article 16 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights asserts that men and women of full age have the right to marry and have a family. This is right they have without any limitations. Marriage equality. Okay, that's good equality. But let me talk about the other one. All right, so stop the share for that. Okay, equality. So a long time ago, The man was the ruler of the household, which he still is. He used to make enough money to be respected by his wife and children, to where his wife and children didn't have to go to work to support the family. Things have changed. The woman, unfortunately, has been convinced to go outside the house and work. Now the cost of living has been jacked up, so even the man and woman together would possibly be struggling. We should go back to where the man can take care of the house. And if a female wants to work, that's on her, but she doesn't have to. Because a lot of these females on the job are stressed out and they're not happy, and this is not what they signed up for. Even they said this is what they want. But so when it comes to quality on the job, as a man, personally, I experienced this. I get on a job with females who make the same amount of money as me, but they don't do the same amount of work as me. Some of them are. Some of them work hard. I'm not lying. Like, it's not all of them, but it's enough of them to where when you got to go to work, you got to help them do their job. And if you can't do your job, you might be without a job as a man. If you cannot do your job, you're without a job. But yet somebody can get paid the same amount of money as you, and you got to help them do their job. So this equality thing isn't pretty equal. It's actually unequal. And this is one of the reasons why young men refuse to work. Why would a young man want to go on a job where somebody who's supposed to be treated equally like them aren't treated equally under the work? And I get it. We all know that they can't work as hard as us, but why do we have to get paid the same amount? If I'm working harder, that means I need more fuel. If you work in a car more, you got to put more fuel into it. So it's just not, it's an unfair thing. Just because we're stronger don't mean we have to get less resources, which actually breaks down the family structure even further. A young man can see his father, how hard he worked and how much he was respected. You think he want to join into those shoes? You can't unteach a young man that he can't see these things. And they know it's a problem. We all know it's a problem. But, I ain't going to beat that talking point to death. But, and as I'm saying that, allow me to thank all the females who should get, it's some females who should get paid more than men because they be working harder than the men, the lazy men on the job. So for the women who actually work harder, they deserve to get paid more than those lazy females and those lazy men. That's my type of equality. Equal pay for equal work and equal work ethic. So I don't have a problem with the equality. I just have a problem with a breakdown where both us as the good workers, being male or female, where we get screwed with having a whole bunch of lazy family members and friends, co-workers working around you, not really doing anything, But that's my feeling about that's the first one. All right, I'm gonna play an instrumental and I'm gonna load up this second one. One moment. Okay, I see Big Dog Philly OG. Salute to you, bro. Let me make sure you got a wrench right quick. Hold up. Give me a second. Uh, Pause for the calls. Yeah, but this while I'm doing that, this second one is the overworking, and it's bad, yo. Like a lot of these young men on the job are overworked. You know, me, I'm getting up there in age, so you know, I see how this happens, you know. Basically, all right, let's see. Boom. All right, boom. I got you wrenched up now. That's what's up. But yeah, overworking. Like a young man on the job, not only does he has to help out the young females, the older females, but he also usually helps the older men. So now that the young man is getting paid the same amount of money, the females, younger and older, and the older men, and then in a lot of cases, they get paid more than this young man who just went to this job, but they end up overworking this young man. And he's like, yo, I'm not going to deal with that. I'm putting up with y'all attitude. Y'all overworking me, and you don't care about it. I'm about this joint. And you can't blame a young man for thinking that way. That's not him being lazy. He's being overworked, and it's being overlooked on top of that. So we can't just say young men don't want to work. We got to look at the reason why they don't want to work. You know, I've been in that situation where I'm like, yo, I'm over here busting my chops. I'm sweating. I'm getting dirty. You got people who ain't even sweated this whole week. Ask them to go do some of that extra stuff. Why you keep going to us? Because we actually get the things done. It's sad. We need to stop overworking our young men. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna keep walking off these jobs. They're gonna keep going to other avenues like selling drugs and robbing people and doing stuff like that because they feel like they ain't got no opportunity. They being overworked. And when I speak about overworking of the young man, this ain't just black. This is black men, white men, Spanish men, whatever young men. We all fall victim to the same thing, the overworking thing, and it needs to stop. Like we gotta have some type of. We gotta draw we got to draw that line in the sand. Like, you know what? I'm not going to allow y'all to exploit me for me being able to work harder, but you're not giving me no raises. You don't give me no appreciation. And actually, it's looked and frowned and down upon. Like, look at him working all hard and stuff. And then if they don't, we lose our job. And the same lazy people sitting back talking and gossiping more than working all day, just sit there and work and gossip. And then they got to fund the next few young men. And after a while, the young men doing that and talking to each other and seeing what's going on, after a while, they're going to be mad about that. You see what I'm saying? It's going to get on their nerves. Like, you can't blame them for that. You know what I'm saying? I agree with that. If you're a young man, you being overworked on your job, I ain't saying just quit. Make sure you get you another better job and up your education game before you leave that job. But leave that job as soon as you can. Don't keep letting them treat you like that. And if people talk to you about doing that, no, you're doing the right decision. We got to do what's right for us. We can't keep letting people overwork us all the day on time. It's like this. When you go on the job, you might work in one department, but they'll have you doing work in 2, 3 other departments. But you're not getting paid that extra $15 or $20 extra an hour. But you can go to that same place and try to get 2 bottles of ketchup for one. They're not going to let you do that. So don't let these people work you for 2 to 3 jobs and don't pay you for it because they won't even sell you 2 or 3 things for the one price. They don't do it. So we need to stop doing that. You know, I mean, somebody got to say something about this. You feel me? Because this is the thing, the overworking. Like it really needs to stop. But you know, if anybody want to join up and talk about it, you go to StreamYard right here. If you post that, I appreciate y'all joining in. It's a very important topic right here that needs to be talked about and needs to be addressed and it needs to be solved because this is one of the problems why our families are being broken down in the structure because a young man will become the older man who will be the provider for the house and they need to be treated right too. You see what I'm saying? So I see the overworking happen to some of these young females too, or some of the older females, and they end up letting them go. I'm like, why do good workers get punished? But why is that even happening? But you know, y'all know what it is. It's the same thing. I'm gonna go to this next one. 1 second. Now, number three, the lack of respect. My God. Imagine being a young man, you being overworked, you're dealing with the equality, and on top of that, you get a lack of respect. Like you would think working harder for the same amount, helping people out in their departments, and all this other extra stuff that you do as a young man, that you would be respected for. But it's actually the very opposite thing of it. You get a lack of respect. You get disrespected for you. The females, the guys, like, look at that little stupid dude working his butt off. But he has to, so he can have a meanings of not being out here robbing and selling drugs. But yet, when he go to the job, you overwork him and you disrespect the man for working. And then the females, they look like, oh, he ain't nothing. He got to do all that work. I'm glad I'm not him. And be laughing. It's a lack of respect. So how can you like most people wouldn't continue to be in that situation. So you can't get mad at these young men for refusing to want to work in conditions like that. I mean, you should want to respect like somebody who come to work and help your job and make it easier for you. You should respect and honor that person. You ain't got to put them on a pedestal, but show some damn respect. Don't be disrespecting that man, gossiping, talking about how you work. Y'all, some of y'all are terrible for this, yo. Mm-mm-mm. And then when the AI take over all the easy jobs, those hardworking young men gonna be the ones who take all the other hardworking jobs, and y'all just gonna be out back, hoping you can make some type of social media career. That ain't gonna happen because they're gonna change the price and they're gonna leverage that game to where you can't make money off of that. They already let the celebrities in and then change the algorithm where you smaller creators can't make something. So you might want to step the game up, get your back muscles right, help that young man out on the job. Don't just let him bust his butt all day. These are our future fathers. These are our brothers. These are our cousins, our nephews. I mean, why is there a lack of respect? You'll tell, like, people scream, the young guys don't want to work, but as soon as we're on the job, you disrespect them. You can't just do that like that. That's not right. That it should be illegal. Like it should be a bill passed through legislation to make sure the young men don't get exploited. The same thing with females. I've seen the same thing with some of the females. I'm like, hey, she's working her butt off. She's working 2 to 3 times harder than some of the guys and females, but she's getting paid the same amount. So this ain't nothing against women, but I'm just focusing on the young men because I am a young man. I've been through this on the work, and I know from personal experience that I can teach something about this and try to get something solved. Yeah, I might just have one little video or something, but if we spread this type of information and I'm breaking down simplistically, then we can actually reach some type of solutions to make sure this stop happening. You may be a female watching, you probably got a brother or a father. You may be the mother of a young man who may have to go through this. So this concerns you too. You just don't even know it. So and then the people who do the most work, our society, the way it runs, we need people to be able to do things so we can have a comfortable lifestyle. So if the people making us having a comfortable lifestyle are disrespected and stop doing it, we're going to lose our comfortable lifestyle. So we need to start respecting these young men for working hard as they should. You get what I'm saying? Okay. We got Big Dog, Philly OG. Let him up right quick. Salute. Can you hear me? I think your mic muted, bro.
Grand Rising, brother. Much respect to you and the family always. Much love and respect to everybody in the chat, man. Excellent topic you brought up, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent points you've been making, brother. I agree with every one of them. Mm-hmm. A lot of time, I haven't worked in almost 25 years for no one. I've been working for myself and retired. What I experienced when I did, most of these jobs go by, well, I'm going to say most of these good jobs go by seniority.
Mm-hmm.
And the more seniority that you have, the more time you're on that job. Normally, the easier your job get. But we get some people, like you said, the older ones that take advantage of it. They get the young boy or the young lady in there. And basically, they want to drive them and see how hard they can drive them. You know what I mean? Like the old slave narrative, drive a person as hard as you can, you know, and see if they breaks. But that's what I seen with a lot of the older people doing that to the younger people, both male and female, like you said, my brother. Instead of helping them, they try to, you know, make them work 10 times harder. That's because that's a saying that we had to, that us as black people, melanated, colored, whatever you want to call it, niggas, we had to work 10 times harder to get to the same position that other people got. And I'm a land there. Much respect, brother. You going there.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, and that's something that as Black people that we gotta teach our children. Like, we don't want to say they don't have to, but like, you know, that's something to help us because we know that's the situation that we in. So, you know, I don't mind talking about uncomfortable topics because the more we talk about it and find out solutions, eventually we won't have to talk about this. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Yes, sir. And if it was equal like it's supposed to be, we should all have to work a equal or share amount, and no one overwork to no one. You got me? If it was equal, but it ain't equal. We in America. We got to work 10 times harder than everybody else to try to succeed. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And what you think about the lack of respect? Like, you know, I've been on the job, right? Hustling and busting, helping people out. And I found out there was a narrative like, man, they saying like, yo, you done for working hard like that and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I'm actually looking at this as like paid for exercise. But people literally be on the job gossiping and joking the fact that you're actually busting your ass. What you think about that one?
I agree with you, sir. I gotta agree with you. You know, like I said earlier, with that seniority thing.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, like I worked at the post office
Mhm.
when I was working. You know, they went by seniority. You know what I mean? So the person that been did it longer, they get to bid on the better jobs, so they can, you know, be comfortable. But basically, you know, that's how most of these jobs work. Unfortunately, they go by seniority. You know, and the more time you have, allegedly, the easier your job get. But
And,
you know
and,
what I
and
mean.
that's what
It
that's
ain't
what
supposed to get easier, but
yeah.
that's the way they do it on a lot of these jobs. You got it, brother.
Yeah, yeah, and that's kind of a good thing for like, okay, like for a guy who been working on a job for 15 years, he's damn near burnt out. So okay, ease his burden, but like, you know what I'm saying, it comes to a point to where you don't want to like make the other employees have to work too much harder. But that's what I got to say about the lack of respect, and I got the next one coming up. You gonna like this one. Number 4, narcissist supervisors. I don't even know if I spelled that right, but I probably let me check right quick. Um, let's let Google explain this one right quick. 1 second. All right. What is a narcissist?
According to Mayo Clinic, personality qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others.
Wow, that describes your typical supervisor, don't it? Oh
Yes,
man.
sir.
And you know, they purposely hire these people for those qualities. But at the same time, there's the division between doing a good job and being mean to the coworkers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like to lead by example. You see what I'm saying? So I like for, if I'm the supervisor, I like for the people to work hard because they're encouraged to work hard, not because they've been mentally beat down or disrespected or scared they're gonna lose their job because of some made up phone. Like supervisors just be making stuff up to try to scare you and stuff. And when you actually know the rules and policies, a lot of them tend not to like you because you're too smart not to be manipulated. So then you end up becoming an enemy because you're strong enough to stand up for yourself. And standing up for yourself on the job can get your ass fired too, especially if you're a young man. What you think about that one?
Yeah, I agree with you, brother. You know, like you said, they hire these narcissists, and it's all about them. You know, they don't want to help out the next man or woman. You know, they want to make sure your burden stays your burden. And I'll land there.
Yep. Some of these narcissist supervisors, it goes so bad that I even had this happen where there was actually there's been a couple of emergencies on the job, but I go to speak to the supervisor. It's like, I'm your supervisor. I don't really have to listen to what you say, and I'm gonna just do something else. And I'm like, yo, we actually have an emergency where we can have a lawsuit on our hands, and you don't even care because of my position under you, you don't even want to listen to them. But it's bad. It's that is sad, bro. Like, you know, like people need to be like the lack of empathy. Now, I'm not saying as a supervisor that you're supposed to care for every nook and cranny of the employees, but you should still have some type of awareness of what's going on with them, so you can better control the output of what the worker's doing. You know, and it's like it's greater ways to get productivity than just being mean and domineering. You know, but people stick to what they seen work and won't think of other creative ways because, you know, and common sense ain't so common and creativity isn't so abundant. You know. All right, so I ain't really got too much more to say about the narcissist supervisors. Let me stop sharing that one. Let's go to number 5. And here goes good old number 5. Earnings don't equal a living wage. So for a lot of young men, and I include women too, the fact is when they go on these jobs and they dealing with equality, not getting paid right, they being disrespected, they being overworked. Then after all of that, once they actually finally get their paycheck, they can't even take care of their damn self. I mean, what reason would they want to work? I mean, for people to say young men don't want to work, you can't ignore the facts of the reason why they don't want to work. It's beyond laziness. At this point, it's beyond laziness and icebreakers and just they haven't had their first job.
The society's ills and starting to break them down.
Yeah, and society elements and their ills are starting to break them down. Thanks. You're right. I was looking for you to say one of those. Yeah. I mean, society is full of so much stuff that a young man has to deal with that other people don't have to deal with. And then at least after they make all that, after they don't work hard enough to build a house, they should be able to at least be able to pay for one. How the hell a young man work a whole year? He don't work hard enough to probably build 20 houses, but he can't even pay a year's mortgage.
And then, brother, like we have to remember, these people want like 20 years with keeping minimum wage.
Exactly.
I think minimum wage just went up about 3 or 4 years ago. It was the lowest it had ever been, and it stayed that way for almost 15 to 20 years. So, you know, these corporations was allowed to make billions while the employees made crumbs or pennies. So, you know, that's a fact. Like I said, minimum wage just went up in the last 3 or 4 years. That's all I wanted to say, brother. You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's sad, bro. After, you know, and I try to encourage the younger guys, you know what I'm saying? When they out there and they busting their butt, I look at them and say, hey, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, I don't even got to know them. And they look at me, and at first it kind of fucked their head. I was like, yo, who the fuck this dude? What the hell is this nigga talking about? And then they look at me like, yo, thank you, bro. And I like, nah. And then they can tell them, it's like, oh, this nigga don't either he going through what I'm going through or he been through what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? We got to be bigger, man, and just and tell each other that shit, because don't nobody do that for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you can try to ask your girl that care about it, and it's a lot of good women that, you know, care about it and talk to you about it. But as men, we got to tell each other, like, yo, I don't care. Okay, the young brother, just like Calvin got a job at Mickey D's, but everybody joking now. That man actually took the initiative to be able to start to learn how to take care of himself, and we need to acknowledge that, and we need to praise that type of mentality, because just as a people, it doesn't even matter. That works for black, white, anything, but especially when it comes to our people too, we got a tendency to clown each other and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, you don't know that dude starting up at McDonald's, he might get tired of that and then end up and find out a way to own him a couple of McDonald's. And now you all looking up to him the next day, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, them earnings, they don't equal a living wage, and there should be some type of law in place that where when you work in a certain amount and this and the third, that you should be able to at least take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't you want your workers to be able to take care of themselves? That just creates a whole nother problem in your society that could easily be solved. Why would a society want to have more problems that can be easily solved? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. And this comes to another talking point that I've been talking about, which is crazy and scary. The fact that we know 70% of most jobs that we have will be wiped out by robots and artificial intelligence. So the fact that we have all these problems and stuff today, go ahead and magnify that by the percentage rate of us not being able to have the means to work for it. So there's going to be less jobs for people to be able to struggle to take care of themselves, basically. Anything you want to say to that point, OG?
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. You're on point. Like I said, these corporations allowed each other to make maximum profit.
Yeah.
By paying their people minimum wages for years. Give the people the worst product, pay them the least amount of money, and make maximum profit. And that's what these corporations were doing. And that's what this corporation called government allowed these corporations to do, to pay their people the minimum wages, get the maximum amount of work out you, and give the people the less quality product so they can make less quality product, and less wages equals more profit. And that's what these corporations was allowed to do. They make billions and pay people pennies on a dollar, and yet they don't get taxed. That's what the corporations allow these other corporations to do to the people. And as you said, a lot of people working 40, 70, 60 hours a week and still can't afford to live. But these corporations is making maximum profit. Maximum. And that's the way this corporation done to the people. The more money you make, the easier your life is. The less you have to do. The less money you would make, the more you gotta work, and the chances of you making livable wages is less. And it's sad because, it's a lot of people out here messed up, working 60, 70, 80 hours a week and still can't afford to pay all their bills. But that corporation they work for, work billions. Walmart, McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes. I can go down the list and keep naming them all. Allowed to make billions while their employees struggle to live. You got it, brother.
Hey, that's very powerful what you said. Hey, I appreciate that, because a lot of people don't realize. I mean, people kind of know it in a simple sense, but they don't realize how easily our lives can be a little bit more, what you call it, like I would call it stable. A lot of people in their situations, but that
manageable, stable,
yes.
Better.
Yeah, better. The quality of life could be a lot better, and it's just like either somebody don't care or they don't want it to be there. You know, the reason, I don't know. I just know what I would call the result. Whatever the decision has been made and why they being made like that, I see a systemic problem that not only happens to our people, this happens to young men in general, young ladies in general. So this is a common interest topic that we all need to address. So our society starts producing better productivity for quality of life and people to be able to take care of themselves. This is why stress is at an all-time high. Like, the female is not supposed to be at the job working as hard as a damn nigga. That's what the girls say.
And brother, let me say this real quick. Like, this government or corporation done basically up the age of retirement. So you got to work till you close to 70 years old, 72 to retire. But these CEOs of these corporations make enough in 2 or 3 years to retire. And that's the crazy thing about it, man. You know, they want a nigga to work till he damn near dead his whole life from the age of 15 to 72. That's a lot of fucking years, man. Because really, you could start get a job with while you in high school or some shit. Really?
Yeah.
Get a work permit. You know what I'm saying? So from 15 or 16 to 72 years old, they want a nigga working too. That's crazy. You got it, bro. I just wanted to say that.
No, you're right, and I like that because it is true. I think I counted out. Was it 57 daggone years? That's crazy, yo. Like, honestly, a person shouldn't have to work. Like they say, retirement should be like within 15 to 25 years. That way, you can start coming up with the more creative stuff that makes
30 years. 30 years. You should be 25 to 30 years. You should be able to retire from your job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's reasonable. But 57, god dang. I heard that they were protesting. I think it was in France. They were protesting about that recently. They ain't like that. They went out there and protested about it. So they did that to us too, and we ain't say shit.
Yeah, my numbers may be off, but I think it's 72. It may be 67, but it was 62. You was able to reach 62, then they upped it. Like I said, my numbers may not be exact. Excuse me if I'm wrong, but it's up there. It ain't far off from what I'm saying. I think it's 67, 70, something like that. So 15 to 7, they expect you to work. While these corporations, they keep a business for 5 or 6 years, make billions, then able to dissolve that business or do a bankruptcy or chapters 11 or 13 and able to get away with all their riches. But us working men, we got to work 57 years, 60 years just to be able to retire. This shit is insane. You got it, brother.
Yeah, bro, that's fucking crazy. But now the one thing, okay, we could figure out some stuff and become millionaires and stuff like that. But that's kind of illusionary too, because that don't happen for everybody. For the majority of people, that ain't
2 or 3% become millionaires, brother. 2 or 3%. And that means 97 and 98 still poor. You got it, brother. Much respect.
Yeah. No, it's all good. No bull. Like, it's crazy to the fact that we say that in a general sense, like, yeah, if you go out here, but we know statistical wise, like you just said, like 97% of the people are not going to have that opportunity. So that's not anything that's 97%, then that topic that should be taken care of and that should be actually taken seriously. But for some odd reason, and you know, it's kind of foreign for me to even know how to translate to explain this. That's why I appreciate you having you here, because you got another mind to be able to bounce off the energy and ideas to break this down, because this ain't something that's readily said. It's understood, but we don't talk about this enough. You feel me? Like, This shit is a problem. You feel me? This is the reason why you got people asking for change and signs and shit out here and running up on you like, can I borrow a quarter from you at the damn corner store? If you want to solve some of these problems, I'm not talking to you, OG. I'm talking to the to the artists. We need to start talking about this shit and figuring this shit out. Go ahead. OG, what you think about that though?
Yeah, we good, brother. I know you ain't talking to me, man. We talking to, the audience and relaying something to the chat. Is always respect, brother. Like you said, it's messed up because like I give you the NBA, like the football and basketball. What's the number of our people that make it to those leagues? It's low, man.
Yeah, it's low.
It could be higher, but they bringing these Europeans over and all these other countries. So it went from, I'm gonna say, 8% might make it to the NBA and be rich or become millionaires. But our percentage is still low from the 100. So I'm with you 110%, brother. You got it.
Yeah, so bouncing off that, all right, so there we go. We still at like 93% or 92%, but people are still like, yeah, man, playing basketball and shit. Like, you know what? I don't knock people playing basketball for like what you call it, exercise. It's like camaraderie. It's a good health benefit, but seeking that
mainly it's people.
what?
That's one of them jobs you may get that you love doing. That's your dream job. Like I dreamed about playing ball and getting paid for it. You got me. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, but more than likely, what they need to realize is that shit ain't gonna happen like that. And then for the most part, some of them get into the NBA and then it just be like a regular, like they get paid regular job money. Like not everybody in the sports field actually get paid as the superstars get paid. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the young people don't realize that. You see what I'm saying? They think they're gonna be the one, and everybody can't be. The percentages are low. And I like that you said that because I wouldn't have thought to say that. Yeah, man, the percentages are low, so that ain't a value. That ain't a valuable, not valuable, but a valuable. Like it's not plausible. Like you shouldn't be considering to do that. You know what I'm saying? If the percentage is low, it's like if you gamble, you basically gambling with your life with something with a very low percentage rate. And that ain't what it is. I'm not saying don't be ambitious, don't try it. Try it as a hobby. And if you're real good at it, you're gonna end up there. And if you're not, make sure you're doing some other stuff. But I'm gonna go to this next one right quick. All right, number 6. Here you go. I be laughing because I'm always up to something, you know what I'm saying? Not like the bad stuff, but I try to be clever and explaining shit because it's a lot of brainwash and a lot of manipulation. Them broke and unambitious. But now, first off, with me saying that, if it weren't for all these people who's working, these average people working these jobs, the lifestyle that you have would cease to exist. You would have to go out here and do all this stuff that you look down on them for to be able to have your lifestyle that you had. So you should be clapping and commemorating those people out here who's driving those trucks, working on the railroads, getting your internet fixed, all those people getting done with dirty, doing your plumbing, fixing your brakes, fixing your car. You would have to do that. And you look down on people, and if them people stop doing that, it's crazy how a lot of these people out here think, men and women both, but like women look down on the average working man. So like the young man, he on the job, and the girl's getting paid the same amount he getting paid with the quality and stuff, and they looking down on him though, and he know it. So this is making them stressed. It's building up tension with him. You know what I'm saying? And I, as a young man, I advise for you not to mess with a girl at your job. Find a good girl at church or somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because if it don't work out, you had to see that girl at work. But it's sad. A lot of females be looking down on, you know what I'm saying, the young man that work with this man, just working these average jobs. But this is a necessity. This is a vital role, a part of our structure in our corporation, our country. That if it didn't exist, our way of lifestyle would vanish literally overnight, and it would be chaos. You know what I'm saying? But what you think about this one?
Yeah, because we in a materialistic society, and we've been brainwashed to think about materialistic things. So I totally agree.
Yeah, and a lot of these material things, which we call like money and stuff, it doesn't exist. It's a good means to be able to transfer things, but at the same time, when you look at things like gold, and you know how they always talk about gold and money, if you actually hold gold, it'll actually gain value after time. But because we're earning money that is paper, it loses money. If you had $1,000 now, 100 years from now, it would probably lose like 98% of its value. So we work hard for something that's losing its value, and it shouldn't be like that. And we worship a material that let's go with the percentages again. I'm gonna do it. So in 100 years, if you had $1,000, it would lose 98% of its value. Why do we love and chase the root of all evil if it gives us a 98% failure rate? Damn. Hey, thanks, OG. I wouldn't have thought to say some shit like that if I'm all for you. You know what I'm saying? Helping me out, bro. What you think about it?
Yeah, I'm with you, brother. I'm gonna tap on another aspect. Like
Mm,
we don't value the family structure,
mm,
because if we value the family structure, you know, we wouldn't be worrying about if 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 broke and ambitious. You know what I mean? Because we'll know a family structure brings that income together. So, like I said, we no longer respect the family unit, because when we had those bigger families, you put 10 incomes together, and now you got a nice income for the family. But we've been taught about self and individualism, and not the family structure, keeping the family structure. If I'm making 100,000 and my wife is making 85,000, that's 185,000 in a household where that one person just making 85. So the family structure, which we don't, you know, women is less attractive to do, because it's all about the material things that one person can get. But if you bring the family structure in together, you got two incomes now, not just one. And if they have kids, and if they have businesses, that's more structure. So, like I said, they took away the family structure. It's all about individualism, and the women and men are more less. I ain't gonna say more ambitious, but less drive, because they most of us know they ain't gonna make it unless they get that big break. And I'm a land there, brother. Much respect.
yeah, it's true. So, and that goes right to the real reasons why young men refuse to work. It's like, why they gonna work, put in all the effort when they know they might not even work out for them? It's different if they looking for like the superstar lifestyle and all that other stuff. Some of them actually just living to try to actually be able to take care of a female and the family and hold it down. And their chances of being able to do that it keeps dwindling every day. It's bad.
Brother, like I said, just imagine you got a wife making 250,000 and you making 100,000. Man, y'all income just about became 350, almost 400,000. And that's because you're a family structure. You bring your income together with your other half, your spouse. You see what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
they don't want us to bring our incomes together, to get our family structures together, because the stronger the family structure, more than likely you're combining your incomes and making one. And I'm laying there, brother.
Yeah. A lot of them don't be doing that. You know, the guy and the female, they be having like a separate bank account. Like they already preparing for like a failed marriage. And instead of pulling their resources together to be a stronger family and actually get more resources. So that is wild, the way society and the way people be thinking, it's just wrong. That and you're right, the family structure needs to be, it needs to be cultivated more. It needs to be appreciated more. Like we need more media, like how we grew up with like the Cosby Show and stuff like that. This new generation, they ain't even get that. They got these joke type things. I don't even watch those. I don't even this, and they got a whole bunch of agendas in it. Not real morals, values, teaching good family structure. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't even cool to even promote or see some type of stuff like that in what you call it, videos and stuff. But it needs to happen. It's the lack of that, and this makes more problems in our society. But I'm gonna go to this next one. We go to number 7 right quick. Give me 1 second. All right, number 7. Strong workers are punished while weak workers are rewarded. Now, when it comes to people like who actually genuinely need help, I ain't got nothing against some people. Like it could be special needs or just people who can't work as hard as me, or just it's a difference. But you be having people on the job who be actually a part of doing most of the work, and they get punished, while certain people who be lazy on the job, they be getting rewarded and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy as shit, yo. And it's crazy, because you would think that people will be, and this is something that you want to tell young men. You're not going to be rewarded for working harder than nobody else, smart than nobody else. It don't work. It just don't work like that. You gotta be more crafty and clever. That's what they do. And I don't want to tell you to do that. My advice is save up as much money as you can as a young man and open up your own company. You know what I'm saying? Do something for yourself. Save as much money as you can until you can actually get into that. Because otherwise, you're gonna be a part of something that you're probably not gonna like. It's gonna stress you out. It's gonna be taxing on your body, and you might not get to somewhere that where you think you want to get to. But you do have the choice to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? So I try to tell them that. And what's your experience, or what's your thoughts on that one? You stood up?
Yeah, I'm here. Strong workers are pushed while weak workers are rewarded. Like I said, that normally falls under the seniority thing for me. You know, a lot of the stronger workers, a lot of times, unless they got if they like a person or like a sister on the job, they may help them. But other than that, the stronger workers normally just doing their work and not really helping anybody. You know, and like I said, a lot of the weaker workers were stronger workers, and they end up probably getting promoted to a supervisor. Then they became one of the weaker workers, got rewarded. So you got it.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Stick in for the long haul, and if they treat you right and start treating you better, cool. But they start treating you worse and worse, switch your job up, and do all that. You know what I'm saying? You kind of get what you put in. So putting in time at work, and I've experienced that too. But it's like, hey, we don't want you working so hard. We want you no, you ain't gotta work so hard. I'm like, okay, cool. So that does happen, but you know, that's something to watch out for, young man. Make sure I'm not saying be up there on a job and be bullshitting and like, nah. Do your job, do what you're supposed to do, get your little exercise benefits out of it. That's the type of job you get. But don't overwork yourself thinking you'll get rewarded for it. It ain't gonna happen. I mean, if it does, cool. Then you at the right job, you appreciate them, and you move up in that job. But if you had a job, don't, and you notice after 6 months, a year, a couple of years, that you're working hard ain't actually rewarding you for it, then move on. You know what I'm saying? A job is like a relationship. You know what I'm saying? When you putting in a whole bunch of work and you doing what you're supposed to do, and it ain't reciprocating, and ain't come back on the other end, then it's time to end that relationship, just like a job. You just like, nah, this ain't working out for us no more. Duck on that bitch. Hey, yo, I just love doing this. I say some intelligent shit and then go right into some ignorant shit. But I try to do that to try to bring a full audience in, because some people like intelligent, some people like ignorant shit, and some people like both. You know what I'm saying? So I try to do that. So when that job start acting like a bitch, she treating you like a hoe, you leave that bitch. What you think about that one?
Like I said, man, I'm going by my old experience. I haven't worked a job in 25 years, going on almost 30 years, brother. I've been out the work field, so I'm a little rusty.
I mean, you know, anything or any advice that you would give young man who's trying to work or refusing to work, because you know that's the situation is, and it's like it ain't like how it was when we was growing up, when you was working. It's like it's a little bit different for them now, in a sense. They kind of got some pros and some good opportunities, but at the same time, it's something that's different. It ain't right, and I don't know how to explain it, but something ain't right. And then, and it might have something to do with that retirement age. That's that thing that you brought up. They had to work for 57 years. And a lot of them ain't even got their first job until like, and this be sad, like till like they 19 or like 21, 22, like that. And you know, sometimes it even gets further in age. Now it's different. And they, you know, their parents can take care of, but it shouldn't be like that. A person should learn how to take care of themselves. Because money can disappear, but your ability to take care of yourself won't. I love that shit, yo. People need to learn this shit, yo. Like we need to like shit like this don't even be like talked about at all. Like motherfuckers know the whole lyrics to something that you know some dude wrote down and he barely was trying. But they know all the words to that song. I'm like, nah, we need to learn all the words to this intelligence, this knowledge and stuff that's going to actually help us be better as a people. We still listen to all that shit, but we still need to focus on these times where we actually got to break down people. You know what I'm saying? People ain't doing that enough. But I don't beat number 7 in the head. So, and this is the final one for, and I keep going. You know what I'm saying? But number 8, I'm gonna go to that one right quick. This is probably one of the most. This is probably one of the most common denominator of why the reason why the young men are refusing to work. Here you go. This is why young men turn to counterculture. When I mean counterculture, I'm talking about, nah, fuck having a job, and I'm about to go in and raw this shit. Nah, I'm gonna be a dope boy. I'm gonna hustle this weed. I'm gonna hustle this car. Or I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna run these bitches or something, whatever. Or I'm gonna be a dice gambler, whatever the way they can figure out a way to fucking make money, other than going to these jobs and dealing with those fucking 7 things that I just said. They got a fucking alternative. They'll go into the street lifestyle, and then people be mad at them for fucking choosing it. But I'm gonna tell you what happens when they go into that street lifestyle. The people respect them. They get the money to take care of their motherfucking self. But it comes with those harsh realities, those benefits. But they can end up dead. They can end up in jail. So don't let me not say that. I know that. I'm gonna tell you the reason why they fucking doing that shit. This is why these young men out here doing that shit. Because they tired of fucking being respected. The females don't respect them. The older people on the job don't fucking respect them. Nobody fucking respect these young men. So then that's why they go out here and start selling drugs and doing shit and robbing motherfuckers or asking for change at the goddamn store. Because they know it's a problem. This shit been going on for a long time. I mean, long time. And we don't love this shit. Like, why is this shit still going on? And I hate for them to go to that shit. I hate to see them go to that shit. That shit ain't right. But I mean, they got an option. That's a choice they going to. And I'm gonna talk about this shit. It's fucked up, but that's why they doing it. So we know the problems. I just listed 7 different problems. It's a whole list of shit that people can tell you they own stuff. But that's 7. Man, you know what I'm saying? And then they were like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm a dope boy. Now, instead of waiting months to be work a whole year, don't build like the strength they use in the whole year could have built 20 houses and they couldn't afford to be able to pay for 1 mortgage a year. This is why they go to sell drugs and shit. They don't want to fucking do that shit. They want to fucking make a livable wage. And that shit, they don't be getting that shit. That's why they doing it. I'm not glorifying that shit. I'm telling why the fuck they doing it. And tell them to go to church ain't gonna make it happen. Giving a little bit of money from their fucking job when they could barely take care of themselves to the pastor ain't gonna help them out that fucking shit. Yo, I had to say it, man. Somebody gotta say that shit. OG, what you think about this shit? How young niggas turn to the streets and gangs and shit because the job like fuck you, the females like fuck you, the parents like you ain't making enough. Everybody be like, no, you know, even the parents like, yeah, we proud of you. They still, you can see that look like, yeah, that you need to figure it out and make it better. But the percentage is more than likely you.
Brother, that's why I talk about the family structure so much. Because if we had a family structure, which this corporation tore down, everybody else have a family structure. The Chinese have a family structure. The Asians have a family structure. The Italians have the family structure. The Philippines everybody got a family structure except for us. And if you had a family structure to fall on, we wouldn't have to push our kids out at 18 in this evil ass world. We can let them stay home, save their money, prepare themselves for this evil ass life that they created. You know what I mean? So that's why I go hard on a family structure, brother, because other nationalities, they get tired of their kids. They'll build them a fucking house next door. We kick our kids out to the wolves and expect them to succeed, man. You know, they took away our family structure, brother. Nobody ain't sticking with each other. They just breaking up and the kids are suffering, brother, because we have the lack of family structure. If we had a family structure, brother, our kids wouldn't have to go to the fucking streets and sell drugs. That's why I'm passionate about this shit, man. They devastated our people, man. And it was done on purpose because you can't name another society that sends their kids to the wolves like us. And we falling right into the fucking trap, going with the evilness of this fucking system. Our kids shouldn't have to take to the guns and street if we were men and women and step the fuck up like we supposed to, brother. You know what I mean? We giving our kids to these streets because we ain't man enough or man and woman enough to step up and tell them, baby, no, you don't got to get no job right now. You can stay home, lean on me right now. Get your head together. We indoctrinate them. Kindergarten through 12th grade, send them to school, pressure on you. Now you got to succeed in life. When a lot of us, it took us several attempts to get on our feet and to make it. You see what I'm saying? We push our kids to the wolves and think they're gonna make it the first fucking time, man. And it ain't cool because we the only ones doing it. Like I said, Chinese take care of their kids. Whites take care of their kids. Like I said, a white person, they get tired of their kids. Kids get this room. They'll build them a house right next door. Say, nigga, get out of my shit. This yours now. You know what I mean? We don't do that. We send our kids straight to the streets, to the wolves, and expect them to be able to a $1,500 rent or some shit like that. You see what I'm saying? You got it though, brother.
Oh yeah, most definitely. You're right. The lack of the family structure, and then we sending them out there to the wolves, and then when you sit, well, as we sit, and I gotta put myself in it because I don't look outside it. I look inside outside, but when I'm talking about some stuff, I like to include myself in it because I know I'm not perfect. It helps people identify with this shit. Like we sending our kids out here to the wolves, so what you think they're gonna learn? Now they're around wolves. All they're gonna learn is wolf tactics. So now they become wolves. And we got to step up as a generation and the other generations to make sure that our younger people, like we got to sacrifice and save more of our money up to give them more opportunities and encourage them more so they don't go out here to the fucking streets doing all this fucking dumb shit that they fucking doing. Like getting locked up on dumb shit, doing dumb stuff for no fucking reason, just crap, making making the old people all scared and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not on purpose. Like, they're not doing it on purpose, but the other people look at you, you dress and look a certain way, they get a little nervous, like you about to do something, because these young motherfuckers off the damn chain. I'm like, yo, and not all of them doing that on purpose. Like, some of them, like I say, it's like, it's the saying they say, is life imitating art, or is art mimicking life? You see what I'm saying? It's like, of course, there's the streets and stuff, but the bar been raised with the media, and how much the gangster rap went into the new drill rap. It's like you got to constantly raise the bar to be able to seem to get the notoriety and shit. And then people actually internalize that shit and then actually want to be that shit and look up to that shit and then emulate that shit in real life. And that shit is a bad fucking thing. This is why we had the statistics that when you wake up every fucking morning, overnight, I don't care what local city you in, some shit, somebody got killed, or somebody got shot. It's gonna keep happening. It's gonna keep happening. It's over and over again. As long as we allow ourselves to allow these things to control us, like it's okay when you just listen to it, and then but it's like when our parents was telling you, you know that's just a cartoon. You know that's just music, right? You know, yeah, real shit be happening on the street, but not everybody got to do that shit. But you can see that they emulating and doing that shit at a rate where they shouldn't have to be doing that like that, and that's a problem. That's just a major problem, and we gonna have to we got to step up and actually proactively do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, see a couple of the comments came in, but yeah. We gotta definitely do something. Yeah, we gotta step this game up. If anybody else wanna join up in the panel, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? It's a great build. I appreciate everybody showing the support and stuff. But I hate to say it, but it's hard to blame some of these young guys for doing it. And I strongly disencourage. Like I don't want a young nigga to go out here and get a pistol, go robbing or selling drugs or running hoes. I don't want you to do none of that shit. I want you to be successful. I want you to figure out how to way to be the next Black Bill Gates or whatever you want to be. You're gonna figure out something different, some new technology, some new type of music. Who cares? Like it could be beyond hip hop. Like rap and hip hop is still something kind of new. Like y'all might find something better, some new music. It's out there. It's gonna fucking happen, and it's eventually gonna happen. One of these young men is going, and then the other young men that has something to look up to. But at the same time, while we still here in the older generations or whatever, I would call myself like the middle generation. But basically, we all gotta help to make sure the youth don't. Hey, I appreciate everybody. If anybody want to join up, you know what I'm saying, this is the Restream. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the chat. Boom. All right, anybody want to join up in the panel? Tell me what you think. That video had got banned and I don't know why, but you know, whatever happened. And then I went to try to chop it up earlier, and then it's unbanned. So, and I want to go ahead and just show the first part of this build because that video actually goes on for like 9 hours. If you see, oh yeah, everybody everybody put your channel links in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Oh, you ain't got a wrench. All right, got you. Hey, Bronze Flat Power, you got a wrench too. Everybody promote your channels and stuff, and I give it like 10, 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna just chop this up into this part because when I did this build, it basically the first part that I did it was a presentation, but the presentation went into an open panel to kind of build it after, but it's a good thing. So you always want to give time to have your presentation. So I want to just chop it at that and then refresh it because the numbers that ran up for this particular build that happened and the overall happened after that, because the video got banned and now it's unbanned, it kind of lost traction. But now with me restreaming it and then having people freshly watching it and having more of an audience base, it helped generate the numbers again. And I'm gonna make more and better content like this about real. Look, okay, so I like. Okay, so it's interesting topics. Everybody try to ride the same thing, but there's different problems, and it's enough for us to be able to solve these problems because we go through these problems. So let me yeah, so it's pretty easy. So we can be helping each other solve these problems. You know, everybody hit that like, share, and subscribe. You know, share this on your community page, and I appreciate that. And I do the same. When I see something that's a great build, and there's still like a whole another 8 hours to this particular build right here, but the main part of this build that I just originally came up with, like I literally wrote that on a cue card. I mean, an index card. I put down like each different talking point that I thought about to help about why the real reason why young men are refusing to work. I put down different reasons. So just a sentence or two, and just a sentence or two because there's a whole structure, a whole bunch of things that go within it. So I made I made a complex subject into a simplistic format to be able to give it out. So, you know, that's all we got to do. We got to be creative. You see what I'm saying? And stick to what you know. You see what I'm saying? Like when you feel a great idea, just put it down on a piece of paper, write it down. Especially if you're a content creator, especially some stuff that you've been through, experienced, or seen somebody else experience. Boom, and then start writing down talking points, and then you kind of freestyle off of the knowledge that you based off of, and you can give out great content. Most people, unfortunately, a lot of copy and paste content out here. You see what I'm saying? So, if anybody want to join in, you know. But yeah, this one was my year to date best build live, and I don't know how somehow through the graces of God it got unbanned. I didn't even tap the review button. I didn't do nothing. I just simply went to just look at it. I just went to go look at it, and it just was unbanned. I was gonna try to edit. I was gonna try to figure out a way to how to edit it to where I played with exactly what I just played, but the whole video is just unbanned. So, you know, I appreciate this. This is the Restream of what I want to do. However that happened, I don't know. And I'm not making that up. If you look at my community post, you'll see where I said, hey, this particular video got banned worldwide. Why, you know? And, you know, this might have been the algorithm, just a simple mistake, but it's a good important message that it was snapping. Like it not only was it making the algorithm numbers go up, but it wasn't doing that because any type of it's great content. It's stuff that you can actually take and actually listen to and help you. You know what I'm saying? Because whether you've been through it or not, you can. Okay, if you haven't been through it, it can help you go through those type of things. And if you've been through it, it'll help you get review or reawareness and make you realize that you need to tell other people about those type of things so they don't have to go to it either. Even if you do it, we gotta keep doing it. And we see the problem result or the problems we have right now. So we just gotta keep doing it. All right. Yeah, that was a great bill and fun. I'm gonna put this back here again. If anybody wanna join the StreamYard and give your thoughts, ask some questions, add to this particular restream. Other than that, I'm gonna play a couple of beats and I'm gonna end it at that. You see what I'm saying? But let me know.